Hello and welcome to another video. So today I'll be showing you how to make a scripted switch, and I believe the first person to use this was Doc671, and other people like Flame Vapor have included them in their marble pack. Now, I did not steal this from Flame Vapor, keep in mind. My design is completely different from Flame Vapor's, and in addition I felt that his design could be simplified a bit. I'm still an intermediate scripter, but what I'm saying here is his design is a bit complicated, so I'm going to simplify it here a bit. And for beginner scripters, you probably and may still will find this pretty difficult to make. But overall, it's a really impressive tool in marble races, and just it's fun to make too. Anyways, let's get started. I have this basic template here. You should know how to make it. Like I said, you should have watched Algarox's and Elbel's tutorials. And the first thing I'm going to do is explain how this works. How this works is the marble will come down in here, and this will be off, and nothing can collide with it. Then this will switch a variable. So this will become off. And when I say off, I mean nothing can collide with it, and on, meaning objects can collide with it. So this will become off, and this will become on, preventing the next marble from coming down. Then when this marble goes all the way down and through, then it will hit this pad. This pad will send the marble going this way, and then in turn it will allow the second marble to come in and exit. So I've already made the basis, so we're just going to be scripting from here. And I will include all the code. I will include the scene in the description. So the first thing we'll need to do is define two variables. And the first one we'll need to define is called scene.my.alter. And this can be set to anything you want at first. The next variable we'll need to define, keep in mind these are just variable names, and I could name them like that if I wanted to. The next variable we'll need to define is scene.my.alters. And in order to set this up for the first marble to come through, we will make sure this is off. So I might be wrong about this, but I'm going to set it to 1. And yeah, setting it to 1. Next, we will go into post step. It doesn't matter. This object doesn't matter. So there will be nothing in onCollide here. And here we'll type scene.my.alters equals 1. And we'll write an if statement. This checks if scene.my.alters is 1. If it is, then collide set equals 0. If not, then collide set equals 1. It's as simple as that, and I'm going to copy this because this will be the basis for everything we do. Next, we will set this variable. This will be the opposite, so I can just copy paste this here and set that to 0. But there's something else we need to set here. Once this, we need to change it, so once they collide with this, which they currently can, it will need to set out scene.my.alters to 0. So we'll type scene dot there. Now scene.my.alters will be 0, and they'll be able to pass through. I'm just using alters and alters because they're just both switching variables. So next, these two are relatively simple, and currently it's this, and we'll need to add post script here. So I'll paste this here, and this time we will not be looking at alter, but we will be looking at alters. So we will set this to alter instead of alters, and we'll set it 0. In reality, this doesn't really matter. What matters is that these two are different. And so now we'll set equals to 0, and then we'll make sure it's checking alter, not alters. And then we'll go over here and up. These two paths are the hardest part, but alas, they're still relatively simple. And this is a lot simpler than the transformation pad in my last tutorial that hopefully was released today, but this video might be released the next day. But either way, it's what it is. So now this one will be checking after alters, and it will be 1. And this object will be checking after alters, and then it will be 1 too. Now here's the more complicated part in this section. We'll need to set e.other dot, not e.other. We'll need to set scene.my.alter to 0 and scene.my.alters to 1. Then we'll need to make sure that the marbles, because once they collide with this, their velocity is going to be set to be 0. So we're going to make sure that they go right. This is just temporary, and you can change this however you want, but I like to set it like this, and then we'll be going -0. Battery low message, sorry for that. Anyways, so now we have the correct post-step script set, and keep in mind you could just set a velocity script there, but for now I'm just going to set post-step script because I usually set post-step script for this if you saw my FMR Leg 2 video. Now that that's done, we can move on to this. This pad will be similar to the last pad, except it will set scene.my.alter to 1 instead, because it's swapping this. Alter is control these two, and it will swap them. It will swap the path from this one to this one. Then we need to do a swap of the white pads, which these two will be the same. So either way, both these white pads at the exits will set scene.my.alters to 1. Why did I type alter twice? Anyways, now we'll do the same thing. Good. Now we can check. There may be bugs here. Okay. What are these things? Collision layers? Ah, yeah. I know what's going on here. I forgot one very important thing. Color. So this time, color's a very important thing when you're bug fixing like this. So we'll set like this. So this will set it. I think you should know how this works. Yeah, you should know how this works. I'll apply the same thing on this side. Aha, there's the bug. When you make something like this, there can be bugs at first. So there are two options you can do. One, you can join a Discord server and ask somebody what's wrong. Like the official marble racing server would be best, but there are lots of other servers where you can get help. In any server, there should be at least a few decently decently good scripters to help you out enough, unless you're like really advanced at scripting, which in that case you should need help making something like this, and you shouldn't even need to watch this in the first place. Anyways, my bug was that this was actually supposed to be set to 1. Some more bugs here. Now this vel subtract vel equals vel. In this case, it was vel equals 2. No, this is bad. There. And I'm not making this perfect, and I'm not going to edit those sections out. I'm not going to edit those sections out. And this is just because I want to show that whenever you're scripting, you're going to encounter errors. Anyways, there was another error here. And this will be set over here. And this should be 1. And this should be negative 0.16. You can copy these things like that as well. Still an error. Either ways, it works fine, because I think you know how this works. I'm going to keep this tutorial short. Not the best course in the world, but it demonstrates how this thing works. And there, you can have more marbles. Algodo has bugs, and we just have to work around those bugs. So I believe what just happened was something called a bug. But this